Good afternoon. Get out my secret notes. Get out my secret notes. By the authority given in the statutes of the Open University, I declare this congregation open for the conferment of degrees and the presentation of graduates. Distinguished guests, graduates and friends of the university, it's my absolute privilege to welcome you to the second, only the second, but the first day of the university's degree ceremonies of 2017. And it's also my particular pleasure to welcome Mr. Solomon Smith, our honorary graduate, to be able to say thank you to him for all of his achievements. You may not know this, but during the past year, the Open University has awarded over 20,000 qualifications, ranging from certificates of higher education to doctors of philosophy. Throughout 2017, more than 8,000 graduates are being presented with their qualifications at degree ceremonies like this one. They're in places as far-reaching as Belfast, Cardiff, Edinburgh, and Dublin, which shows you just the scale and the scope of the university from which you are graduating today. Now, I really only have two rules as Chancellor of the ceremonies today. The first is that although I'm wearing a very fancy gown with quite a lot of gold on it, it is not a solemn occasion, and the most important thing is that you make as much noise as possible. I want whooping and cheering and screaming and shouting. So, I think we should practice, don't you? Would all of the graduates who are able to stand up, please stand up? And we should give you a first loud round of applause. Not bad, but I hope you're going to do even louder later. You can sit down now. I'm not going to make you stand up. And my second rule is very simple. We want you to share your stories. So please get on the internet, share on social media. I'm a director of Twitter, so please use Twitter, but there are other options available too. And use the hashtag OU_ceremonies. That's hashtag OU_ceremonies. Now, I'm going to kick it off because I'd like a video of you that I will share. So can you give me a wave? Perfect. Yeah, you all look very handsome. So the ceremony is going to take a few parts. The first will be the presentation of graduates who've gained higher degrees and first degrees in arts, engineering, law, and have been able to attend. And they'll be presented by Mr. Nicholas McCart. Then we're going to award the honorary degree to Solomon. And then we'll move on to the honorary degrees with Bachelors of the Sciences, foundation degrees, higher education. And then I'll finish the ceremony at the end. So please, can I call on Nicholas to start the ceremony? Get that.
Chancellor, I shall now present graduates who have gained higher degrees and have been able to attend here today. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, I present to you for a thesis entitled A Rich Reward in Tears, Hippolytus and Phaedra in Drama, Dance, Opera and Film, Torry McKee. And for a thesis entitled Information Reduction, All, Nothing or Somewhere in Between, Nancy Rao. For the degree of Doctorate in Education, I present to you for a thesis entitled Cypriot primary head teachers' responses to a top-down change, the case of multicultural education within the new national curriculum, Arsino Charalambous. For the degree of Master of Arts in Art History with distinction, I present Greta Marianne Mjøversen. Katie Owen. Lindsay Rogers. Isabel Whitfield. For the degree of Master of Arts in Art History, I present Nadine Adams. Sylvie Ball. Rosemary Coffey. Sabina Crouch. Maggie Davis. Mike De Rosa. Jean Faulkner. Chian Kao. Amanda Stevens. For the degree of Master of Arts in Childhood and Youth, I present Rachel Brickman. Vanessa Innes. Helen Lebec. George Mayer. For the degree of Master of Arts in Classical Studies with distinction, I present Kim Pratt. For the degree of Master of Arts in Classical Studies, I present Kevin Julian. For the degree of Master of Arts in Education, I present Ben Bokert. Louisa Clifton. Paul Greaves. Elaine Patterson. Sarah Wicks. For the degree of Master of Arts in History, I present Amy Wright. For the degree of Master of Arts in Music with distinction, I present Cyril MacLeod. For the degree of Master of Arts in Music, I present Bridget Bailey. Rebecca Burrows. For the degree of Master of Arts in Online and Distance Education, I present Maya Perfiliya. For the degree of Master of Arts in Philosophy with distinction, I present Patrick Murray. For the degree of Master of Arts in Philosophy, I present Paul Church. For the degree of Master in Business Administration, I present David Argent. James Brosnan. Peter Burrows. Florin Buziok. Mohammed Chowdhury. Karen Chamon. Neil Cocker. Khan Kasim Dogan. Chris Downs. Gareth Exton. Clas Jasquir. Keith Gilbert. Philip Glaum. Philip Grogan. Philip Groff. Andrei Juroshevsky. Tara Hawes. Sean Johannesson. Rufino Juarez Lopez. Ben Norbury. Andrew Paddock. Stephanie Roberts. Philippa Staley. Philip Tomlinson. Jacqueline Wright. For the degree of Master in Education, I present Elizabeth Bennett Sulsh. Eliana de Queres. Emma Dunn. Marwa El Meligi. Brian Harwood. Shalina Islam. Christina Kingsman. Joseph Morin. Pari Naidu. Laura Swain. Lisa Thompson. Kathy Utley. For the degree of Master in Engineering, I present Matthew Hopwood. Stacey Hunt. For the degree of Master of Laws, I present Jerry Rose. For the degree of Master of Science in Advancing Healthcare Practice with distinction, I present Jennifer Chadwick. For the degree of Master of Science in Advancing Healthcare Practice, I present Natalie Cowley. Maxine Johnston. Rachel Lacey. For the degree of Master of Science in Computing, I present Shunsuke Yanomi. For the degree of Master of Science in Development Management, I present Simon Beswetherick. Inez Kardij-Vidilyak. For the degree of Master of Science in Mathematics and Bachelor of Arts with Honours, I present Chris Edson. For the degree of Master of Science in Medicinal Chemistry with distinction, I present Naufbau Antoun. For the degree of Master of Science in Science with distinction, I present Kathy Meany. For the degree of Master of Science in Science, I present Paul Atkinson. For the degree of Master of Science in Technology Management, I present John Nguyen. Angela Muller. Chancellor, I shall now present graduates who have gained Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Engineering and Bachelor of Laws degrees and have been able to attend here today. The full subject details are printed in the insert within the ceremony programme. I present for the degree of Bachelor of Arts with First Class Honours, Diana Burr. Julie Carter. Kate Eastman. Claire Holness. Georgina Hutchinson. Lisa Kavanagh. Lee Knight. Robert Lysett. Sheila Manley. John Marshall. Jeffrey Pearson. Thomas Ramsey. Michael Slater. Alexandra Vincent. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours, I present Daniel Bautista Paralada. Fiona Booth. Trevor Boyd. Swaret Britton. Sarah Brown. Tessa Burgoyne. Anne Catton. Veronica Chapman. Charlotte Clark. Samantha Collins. Chris Cook. Rebecca Caudry. Joe Dillon. Charmaine Dowd. Stephen Finley. Antonio Grasso. Tracy Gray. Joe Hacker. Rachel Hall. Natasha Hammond. Louise Hickson. Laura Hollister. Denise Howard. Jacqueline Howell. Katrina Hunt. Eleni Iosifadou. Sandra Jackson. Suzanne Jostling. Martin Kennedy. Sabir Khan. Lei Kinoshi. Sylvia Lambert. Danielle Mallin. Faye Manel. Alison Mindry. Maretta Namosi Malua. Elizabeth O'Brien. Mandy O'Sullivan. Tracy Owen. Suzanne Parry. Mike Phillips. Samantha Phillips. Alexandra Pointer. Agnieszka Pawikrowska. Sadia Rauf. Greg Ring. Lubna Safadi. Claudia Santos Massi. Natalie Saunders. Karen Simpson. Laura Slater. Peter Smith. Emily Stubbs. Peter Sumansky. Dawn Summers. Richard Swain. Lucy Sweetmore. Christina Taylor. Edgar Tizerai. Anna Tooth. Jermaine Vassal. Lee Wall. Valerie Walsh. Gabriella Waters. Emily White. Paula White. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, I present Sandra Christofides. Amy Day. Luis Garcia. Zoe Graham. Zoe Langley. For the degree of Bachelor of Engineering with First Class Honours, I present Gavin Beckley. Pete Beckwith. Adam Curtis. James Law. Paul Newlove. Constance Spidou. For the degree of Bachelor of Engineering with Honours, I present Benjamin Chowdhury. Paul Halter. Christopher Hunt. Rowan McCall. Mark O'Shea. James Parker. Adam Swain. For the degree of Bachelor of Laws with Honours, I present Aina Mia. Navita Thomas.
Chancellor, colleagues, graduates, guests. Solomon Smith is a youth worker, community activist, and founder of the Brixton Soup Kitchen, who has dedicated his life to working with some of London's most vulnerable people. A lifelong resident of Brixton, Solomon had a difficult time at school owing to his profound dyslexia. After graduating from university, he decided to become a youth worker and help other people in difficult situations. Over time, he became increasingly concerned about homelessness in his neighborhood. He decided to set up his own kitchen after witnessing similar projects in the US and being inspired about the possibility for positive change. In 2011, Solomon began work with nothing but his own money, ingenuity, determination, and a donated space in a community center. In the past 5 years, the organization has gone from strength to strength and has served tens of thousands of hot meals and hot drinks. Solomon is very proactive in reaching out to those in need and thinks nothing of getting on his motorbike in the middle of the night and driving across London to find people in trouble and let them know that help is available. Solomon takes pride in an inclusive approach which helps people in difficult situations. There are no intrusive questions, no criteria to meet, and no forms to fill in. just a warm welcome for those in need. With no official funding, the soup kitchen is entirely dependent on enthusiastic volunteers and generous donors. But Solomon's efforts have attracted the attention of many big-name supporters, as well as tremendous support from the local community. The kitchen has partnerships with corporate clients, including Greggs, Pret a Manger, Marks and Spencer's, and Nando's, as well as large charities such as Centrepoint. Last year, Rio Ferdinand even dropped in to work a shift. Solomon's creative use of social media has helped to build up a loyal and committed support base, giving people a direct connection and investment in their work, as well as drawing attention to the underlying causes of homelessness. Although the soup kitchen is still the lifeblood of the organization, there is much more than food available. The team offers a curriculum vitae workshops and career support, together with advice on benefits and housing, and has a clothing bank where people can pick up essential items. They recently worked with local youth organizations to establish the Big Brixton Community Breakfast for local families on low incomes, providing homework help, debt advice, and cooking tips, as well as a decent meal. Solomon hopes to expand the service still further with more community resources and a night shelter. Solomon was featured in the Independent's 2015 Happy List, which lists Britain's unsung heroes and community champions. He has also been named in the Evening Standard's list of most influential Londoners of the past 2 years. He has used his talents not for his own personal gain, but to truly make a difference in his community. He is one of the most impressive young social entrepreneurs and an example to us all. Chancellor, by the authority of the Senate, I present to you for the honorary degree of Master of the University, Solomon Smith.
Hello, everyone. Could everyone hear me? Could everyone hear me at the back? I just wanted to say, thank you very, very much for having me today. I'm going to tell you a bit about myself. My name is Solomon Smith, as you already know, and I'm severely dyslexic. I actually got diagnosed dyslexia when I went to university. So you can tell throughout my school life, they saw me as what they would say, bad breed. So I would get in a lot of trouble, and I wouldn't get in trouble because I was bad. I literally got in trouble because I couldn't fathom what was going on around me. So when the teachers was trying to teach, I physically couldn't understand and comprehend what was actually going on in the classroom. I left school with E's, Z's, and U's. And from the age of 16, I thought I was a failure. And it's not until I found out I was good at talking and good at persuading young people to not join gangs and to sell drugs. So I felt it was my duty from that age to start creating my own organization, because I just felt that at that age, leaving school with no GCSEs, who would employ me? I probably wouldn't employ myself. So I just felt that instead of me doing a CV, why not set up my own organization? I set up a youth organization to stir people from gang crime, to get people back into work, and to get people back into education. Now, I felt that there was a lot of young people around me who thought they was very smart. And I mean, they left school with 10 to 11 GCSEs, and they thought they made it. However, those were the same guys who was coming back to me saying, "Could you help me? I've got a case. I've got arrested." And I never really understood why, for someone like yourselves who's got so many academia, can get into so much trouble. I set up an organization called Street Platinum, and that was just getting young people out of their area. There's a lot of knife and gun crime in and around in London, and I just felt that even though there's a lot of organizations, I just felt that the organizations wasn't filtering down to Brixton. I actually done youth work, say for about 7 years after leaving school, and my tutor said to me, "Why don't you go to university?" I said, "Me, go to university with no GCSEs? I don't think so." And, he persuaded me for 2 years. I went to university, and I only got in because of my experience. If I got in because of my academia, they would have told me no. I got into Goldsmith University, and the day for my very first lecture, I felt back I was in school. When the lecturer was talking, my eyes were just wandering. I don't know if you guys saw me over there. My eyes was just wandering. And it's not for me to be rude. It's for me to sometimes, it takes me quite some time to fathom what's actually going on around me. So I got into university. I done applied social science and youth and community. And I always encouraged people, don't go to university because of your parents. Don't go to university because of your peers. Go to university because of you. The only way you would succeed from going to university is by doing something you enjoy. There's a lot of people, you guys might have seen it, you probably started university with 10 to 20 people in your class, and then you ended up with 7. Because that is just showing a lot of people do it for the wrong reasons. I decided to get this, I went to a doctor in my university, and I just said, you know what, for some reason I just can't fathom what's going on around me. And then that's when they decided for me to get a dyslexia test. Now, funny enough, my dyslexia test lasted an hour, and I got a letter through the post, and they said, your level of dyslexia might not be able to make the course. You've got 2 choices, continue the course or leave the course. And something in me said, let me just continue. I left university with a 1-1. Congratulations, please. And believe it or not, that was one of the biggest achievements I've ever done in my life. No one in my area has ever gone to university. No, I was the first one in my household to leave with a degree. And and this is something I want you guys to know. You've learned a lot coming through university. Don't ever think that because you've now got a degree, you've now got a master that's going to lead you into a job. No. The only person who's going to lead you into a job is you. The only person who's going to make you continue is you. And it's not until I actually left university thinking, oh my God, I can get such a big job now. No, I was at home doing nothing. And that's when I was exposed to homelessness. And that's when I was thinking, a lot of people complain on social media. A lot of people complain on Facebook. A lot of people just complain, but don't do nothing about it. I said, you know what? Let me do something about it. And this is when I set up an organization called Brixton Soup Kitchen. Brixton Soup Kitchen is a service that provides hot meals, hot drinks to the less fortunate, to the homeless. And for myself, I never knew about homelessness. I never knew about sofa surfing. I never knew that a lot of corporates are suffering from homelessness. I never knew a lot of friends and families are suffering from homelessness. And throughout me doing this, we've never had no government funding. And I have a self to blame because I'm dyslexic. I don't really like to write forms. It's hard to get volunteers. It's hard to get good volunteers, And I just say and I will just say this, and I can't stress this enough. Please, 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 just know this is the starting. This is not the end. This is only the start. So please continue. Please work hard. If you see anyone who needs your help, help. Don't think because you've now got a degree, you've now got your master's, it finishes here. So please continue, please carry on working hard, and please follow me on social media. Thank you very much, guys.
Chancellor, continuing the presentation of graduates, I shall now present those who have gained Bachelor of Science degrees, foundation degrees, and diplomas of higher education and have been able to attend here today. The full subject details are printed in the insert within the ceremony programme. For the degree of Bachelor of Science with first-class honours, I present Des Atkinson, Stephen Brown, Russell Freeman, Bendulka Glover, Henrietta Hale, Olivia Hunt, James Judge, William Curley, Alexandra Latapi-Dean, Julie Merritt, Liz Miles-Chapman, John Ost, Tracy Press, Matthew Rickard, Andrew Rigby, Deborah Rusbridge, Catherine Skinner, for the degree of Bachelor of Science with honours, I present Jamila Abkari, Charles Awuku, Daniel Bailey, Georgina Barden, Zoe Barefoot, Emily Barnes, Joanna Beard, Suyan Beasley, Anna Bickler, Jurgita Bolton, Peter Brock, Joanna Budd, Sharon Butler, Natalie Capaldi, Miller Anthony Casablanca, Laura Coleman, Mary Connors, Peter Cook, Cesar Cretu. Andrew Kroll. Gillian Kroom. Victoria Dale. Elizabeth Dowling. David Dresner. Derek Dunbar. Dean Escoffrey. Christopher Evans. Sally Evans. Zane Fridison. Michael Gallen. Nicola Gardner. Kerry Gilbert. Joris Grabuska. Diana Hardy. Elaine Horder. Alice Humble. Jennifer Hutchison. Leslie Ann Jeffries. Shashi Jali. Joel Joseph. Jack Kay. Stacey King. Ramesh Kumar. Ivona Kurillo. Paul Lawrence. Jeanette Leeming. Alessandro Leo. Matthew Luty. Katrina McNeil. Nicola Marsh. Nicola Martin. Natasha Middleton. Jordan Midgley. Paul Morgan. Charlotte Mosley. Louise Nichols. Danielle Noble. Mary Noon. Nick O'Connell. Amy Offland. Alison Osborough. Keith Parnham. Lorraine Pell. Amy Peters. Stephanie Plummer. Tara Porter. Kristina Pitlikova. Michaela Richards. Fahmida Rifat. Andrew Riley. Natalia Rybakowska. Stephanie Scarp. Cliff Schreibman. Jen Seto. Janella Simmons. David Sizer. Sarah Smith. Ian Suter. Jill Stife. Jeanette Strether. Ragne Tarava. Julie Thrussell. Sarah Tucker. Duncan Turner. Natasha Vaughan. Liga Vescinta. Cherie Walker. Robert Watson. Claire White. Chris Wodarczyk. Joe Yeomans. Christine Young. For the degree of Bachelor of Science, I present Getachew Piratu. Matthew Buddle. Christine Cavell-Sibley. Giles Chandler. Elaine Chinnery. Andrea David. Madeline Field. Jeanette Foster. Azhar Kolwadia. Sarah King. I think that might have been Sarah King. John Lester. Will McAllister. Lynn Robertson. Amita Tiwari Macha. Alan Treby. Melissa Watson. For the foundation degree, I present Zoe Abila. Richard Allen. Rihanna Thorogood. Julie Wilson. For the Diploma of Higher Education, I present Alan Burnett. Karen Esebgona. Abolade Ige.
Well, wow! That was fantastic, and I am so lucky because I get to see all of your faces as you come across the stage. Some terrified, some thinking, why did I decide to come and get a degree? Others looking a bit exhausted, and some completely elated, as you should do, because you have all done something remarkable, and you should be extremely proud of yourselves. It's such an honour for me to be Chancellor of this university because I know that people here work double hard to get their degrees. The idea that it's a part-time university is rubbish. This is a double-time university because normally you've got a family, you've got a job, you might have 2 jobs, you might even have 2 families, but it's really a fantastic achievement. So I salute all of you. But before we move to some more examples of why the Open University is so fantastic, there are some other people in the audience who we haven't yet clapped and cheered, because I know that for a lot of you, because I can see your faces when you're looking up to find them in the crowd, you could not have made it without your family or your friends or the people that support you. So can we have a big round of applause for all the people here? Woo! And one more round of applause for the teachers on the stage, the colleagues that I'm lucky enough to get to know at the Open University who help you get through your courses and sometimes the difficult situations that you face in your work and your home life or your work life or whatever it might be that's a challenge. So can we have a round of applause for all the people that help do that? Now, I'm sure you know a bit about the university that you've just graduated from, but I'm going to tell you a few things that you might not have realized. Did you know that over 30,000 businesses and organizations have chosen the OU to train their staff? And that's because, no surprise to me, they've found that their students from the OU are more hardworking, committed, and requiring to discipline than other students that they've worked with. Doesn't surprise me because I know it takes all of those things to complete a degree at the OU. It really is something to be proud of, and it's well respected in the wider world and in other universities all over the world. I've always worked in technology, and one of the reasons that I'm also incredibly impressed by the Open University is all of the digital innovation that we have done. It was one of the first digital universities because it was long distance, and a lot of what was done in the early days was not face-to-face, but it was, as you all know, by distance learning. It was one of the original technology-inspired organizations. But we haven't rested on our laurels, and in 2013 set up FutureLearn, which is a massive open online course. Lots of universities have come together to create content for free on the internet, and now 5 million learners have used that to study, which is quite an incredible achievement. 5 million more people than just the people that have done an Open University degree. One of the things that I really love is watching television and seeing at the end of a program the Open University sign. How many people have spotted it when they've been watching a BBC program? Me for sure. You may have seen the recent program Hospital, where you could then go on and see the more detailed things that were going on behind the scenes and get more of an experience about what it was like in that hospital. And it's an incredible collaboration that has led to lots of fantastic programs that people enjoy all over the world. And we're also doing some fantastic work with the British Council to help train Syrian refugees in camps in Jordan and Lebanon. And goodness me, we know that those people who have often fled the most horrible situations in their home countries need to be able to continue their studies or start studies if they've got a shot at building a new life in a country overseas. But it's not just learning, it's also research. So the OU has a huge department of people who are researching all of the various different subjects that you've studied. And one of the things that perhaps attracted your attention, I know it excited me, was when our international team analysed, and this is true, it's not just because I wobble a bit, they analysed a wobble in space, and they discovered a whole new planet orbiting, which is our nearest star, Proxima Centauri. Have you heard of that, Proxima Centauri? And it looks like that planet may well support life, so that's quite an exciting and groundbreaking discovery for the OU to have been a part of. Who knows, maybe an OU university on Proxima Centauri sometime in the future. When you leave here, you don't leave us, and it's really important that you know we see you as part of our family forever. The Open University alumni is the group of people who have graduated the university like you and have an amazing network around the world to support each other, maybe continue learning, or to see what your professional and personal choices are for the future. It's a fantastic network, and it helps to continue the motto that you see behind me, to learn and live, because I believe that you live much more if you learn, and if you learn, you are able to access things in the world that you never maybe thought possible before. It's given, I can see in your eyes, so much to all of you, so I can only encourage you to continue learning through your whole lives. One of the things about the Open University that I find most inspiring is that it's committed to social justice at its very core. Look at what Solomon has achieved in his life. He's the absolute, complete inspiration to everything that the OU should be about. Somebody working in their community who has not let dyslexia overcome their education. The OU never turns anyone away. It's open to everyone. And it's real testament to all of you who've overcome so many things to have got your degree today. So keep on living, keep on learning, Many doors will be open to you if you do, and I can honestly say that you've inspired me today, and I hope you go on to inspire others through your lives from here on in. Thank you for being part of the Open University. Thank you. Thank you for being part of the university and for choosing us. I wish you so much success in your futures. Congratulations. Congratulations. So the proceedings of this degree ceremony are now completed, and I declare this meeting of the congregation closed. Would all of you who are able to stand, please do so.